All right. I want to start this lesson by giving all glory, honor, and praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rekah, Quadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles and teachers and wise men of great millstone that I learned this truth from through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. Salutations out to the elect. All right. Before I begin the video, let's start right here in the book of Leviticus. Let's start, as you can see, the heading says, or the title says, this is Leviticus 18. The title says, Laws on Immoral Relations. And who was the law given to? Who was the law given to? Salakia. It was given to you, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you Israelites. It's given to the seed of Jacob. All right. So let's start right here in the book of Leviticus. Let's get some context before I play the video. Leviticus 18, verse 1, And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, verse 2, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, I am the Lord your God. Verse 3, After the doings of the land of Egypt wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do, and after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, ye shall not do, neither shall ye walk in their ordinances. You see, and in this video, this is an example of the doings, as you can read as you can see right here in the title. It says dad charged with incest after allegedly assaulting daughter. You see, so incest. You see, this is what the Lord commanded us not to do. You know, not to follow, which go into what the ways of the Canaanites and the Egyptians. You see, they did this, or this is what they do. They go out, they or they commit incest with their children, and they do wickedness. So let's read it again. Slock, I got to get my thoughts together. It says, After the doings of the land of Egypt, verse 3, After the doings of the land of Egypt wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do, and after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, shall ye not do. You see? So the Lord commanded us not to follow the ways of these heathens, not to do out of the manner of the land of Canaan and of the land of Egypt, which this is what they do. They do a lot of abominations and wickedness, like incest. You see? So let's play the video. Salakia.
Fox 11, a young woman's cry for help, a shocking arrest, and a family's fight for justice. Tonight, why her loved ones say they won't stop until her voice is heard. Gina Silva joining us now with more on this. Gina. That's right. This is a very disturbing case involving allegations of sexual abuse and incest. The victim's family is seeking justice, and they're turning to the public for help, urging supporters to pressure the Ventura County District Attorney to take this case to trial.
She was just such a sweet, loving, kind person.
When Michaela Renee Settles turned 18, she moved from North Carolina to Moorpark, California to live with her biological father, Stephen Vincent Chavez. 2 days later, her family says she called, terrified and asking for help.
It was just the fear in her voice, her crying. You know, I didn't need details. I knew something was wrong, and I said I'm on the way.
Still in town, Carolina Sandoval says she rushed to Chavez's home, desperate to find out what was wrong with her daughter. When she saw her, it broke her heart.
She's just like, she's barely walking. Like she's just, you know. And so finally, like, my brother literally, like, just picks her up, like, he hugs her.
Michaela was taken to a hospital and a rape kit was performed. According to the family, the results came back positive for Stephen Vincent Chavez's DNA. He was arrested that same night, charged with incest, taking advantage of a position of trust, and providing alcohol to a minor.
His own child, you see? And that's the way of the heathen, the way of these Egyptians and Canaanites, which the Lord commanded us not to follow, you see? Verse 4, And ye shall do my judgments and keep my ordinances to walk therein. I am the Lord. And let's read one of those ordinances that the Lord gave unto us. This is verse This is verse 18. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of a woman or her daughter, neither shalt thou take her son's daughter. So like it. Let's see, daughter. Let's see. Incest. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Salakia. Verse 6. None of you shall approach to any that is near of kin to him to uncover their nakedness. I am the Lord. You see? Let's get this in the NLT. You must never have sexual relationships with a close relative, you see? For I am the Lord. And a lot of our people, they do that, you see, because they follow after the ways of these heathens. AMP, the AMP version, no one shall approach any blood relative of his to uncover nakedness, have intimate relations, you see? And that's what that guy did. You see, following after the ways of these heathens. You see, which the Lord commanded us not to do after their abominations and after their ways.
Her cousin Crystal Sandoval was in shock.
I was screaming. I was crying. I just kept thinking, why would he do that to her? Why would he do that to her? I knew that this wasn't something that she could come back from.
Crystal was right. 5 months later, Michaela died by suicide.
If I'm being 100% honest, it feels like I handed my daughter to the devil.
Catalina says this is what Chavez texted her the night Michaela was taken to the hospital. I'm never drinking liquor again. I don't want that blackout to happen again.
You aren't blacked out. Like, you're using that as an excuse.
The family says there's another devastating blow. They say the Ventura County DA's office has told them the case against Chavez may not go to trial because Michaela is no longer alive to testify.
The DA was essentially saying, we don't know if we have a case because she's no longer here. And when she told me that, I immediately said, no, we're not gonna let that slide.
Think about the worst thing a father could do to his daughter.
Determined to get justice, Crystal took to social media. Her videos went viral, and now hundreds are promising to show up to Chavez's next court hearing scheduled April 21st in Ventura County.
He took her sunshine away and just kind of broke her soul.
The Ventura County District Attorney's Office issued the following statement. We have seen the posts online and want to let the public know that our sexual assault unit continues to prosecute the defendant for this extremely serious crime. This case has been filed since July 2025, when the evidence supported the filing of felony charges. As with any case, prosecutors filed charges based on the evidence. Now, despite that statement you just read, there is no guarantee that the case will go to trial, and since the family has already been told that's a possibility, they are very upset about that, and they're concerned. So that's why they're...
All right, I'm going to stop the video, but yeah, she committed suicide because of what the father did, you see. And that's disgusting. But this is to you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you Israelites out here. Don't follow the ways of these heathens. Turn from ungodliness and follow out the righteousness. This is Ezekiel 18 and 24. Salakia 23. Have I any pleasure at all that the wicked should die, saith the Lord, and that he should return from his ways and live? You see? So to you Israelites, return from your wicked ways. Don't commit incest. Don't commit adultery. Don't commit none of those things. Don't commit any wickedness. Keep the law to the best of your ability, the law that was given to your fathers. You see? And have faith and trust that the Lord covers your sins wherein you fall short. Because the Lord doesn't have pleasure in that the wicked should die, but the Lord would rather for the wicked to turn from his wickedness and live. You see? Choose life. Verse 24. But when the righteous turneth away from his wickedness and committed iniquity and do according to all the abominations that the wicked man doeth, then I read in Leviticus that we shouldn't follow after the ways of the land of Canaan. You see, so like after the doings of the land of Egypt and after the doings of the land of Canaan. You see. That's why we shouldn't follow after the ways or after the abominations that the wicked man do it. You see? And those Canaanites and those Egyptians, they were wicked. You see? It says, all his righteous, let's read it again. But when the righteous turneth away from his righteousness and committed iniquity and do it according to all the abominations that the wicked man do it. You see? Falling out of the ways of these heathens. Shall he live? All his righteousness that he have done shall not be mentioned. In his trespass that he have trespassed, and in his sins that he have sinned, in them shall he die. You see? So the wages of sin is death, falling after the abominations of these heathens, the Egyptians, the Canaanites, the Edomites. You see? Even the Japhites. You see? Falling after their abominations and after their wicked ways will lead to death. So the Lord will prefer that you choose life so that thou and thy seed may live. And don't commit abominable acts and wickedness like committing incest with your child. Verse 25, yet ye say that the way of the Lord is not equal. Hear now, O house of Israel, is not my way equal? Are not your ways unequal? You see? And that's a lot of our people. Their ways are unequal because they go to church and they supposedly worship the Lord and supposedly love the Lord, but they do lie. They do go out and commit sins. So they're a bunch of hypocrites, a lot of our people. Their ways are not equal because what? They show hypocrisy. Verse 26, when the righteous man turneth away from his righteousness and committed iniquity and dieth in them, for his iniquity that he have done shall he die. You see? So turn from iniquity. Don't follow after the ways of these heathens, after the ways of these non-Israelite nations, and keep the righteousness of your law that the Lord gave you and live. All right, I'll end the lesson here. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rekah Kwadash. Shalom.